Hi, Ladna. Hi, Les. Just testing audio. I have IT on the Spanish channel. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Evening, everybody. I've called this to order, and we will start with let's get these out of order. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance, and one of our volunteers is going to lead it for us. Jacob.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing that. And we will have roll call.
Director Andrade,
Here.
Director Hodges,
Here.
Director Rosen,
Here.
Director Hatcher,
Here.
President Lamnon.
I'm also here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so report out from our closed session. We had one item and there were no reportable actions on that, which brings us to our volunteers of the month. So who is presenting?
Is this on? Okay. Good evening, Honorable Board of Directors and President Lamnon. I am Morgan Hounold. I'm the Program Leader 3 for Nature Education, and I'm delighted to honor not one, but 2 Volunteers of the Month. So we'll start with Fiona. Fiona has been volunteering with us since 2024 and has become such an important part of our camp programs. She always comes back during the school year to help with our winter and spring camps and our unhaunted house event. She's positive, dependable, and always willing to help whenever she's needed. Fiona shows initiative by always helping with setup, cleanup, or taking care of whatever needs to be done. During her first summer, she also put on several puppet shows, creating fun educational stories that kept campers entertained while teaching them about nature. Fiona's dedication, kindness, and willingness to jump in wherever she's needed help create the welcoming environment that makes Wildlife Camp what it is. Whether she's behind the scenes, making sure everything runs smoothly, or assisting with activities that inspire campers to learn about nature, Fiona makes a positive difference in every program she's a part of. We're incredibly grateful for the time, energy, and creativity that she brings to our camp community. But wait, there's more. And now on to Jacob. They do come as a package deal, so we had to do 2. Jacob has been volunteering with us since 2025 and has helped with almost every major program Sulphur Creek has offered since then, which includes our summer, winter, and spring camps and our unhaunted house event. He always brings enthusiasm and fun. He does have a gift for making camp fun. His energy is contagious, and he always has a way of getting campers laughing, playing, and feeling excited to participate. One of the highlights each summer is that he will put on a giant ant costume and run down our trail. And it's a tradition that never fails to put a smile on campers and staff faces. Beyond the laughs, Jacob has a natural ability to connect with campers, especially those who may be quiet or unsure at first, helping them feel comfortable enough to join in with the activities. Jacob's sense of humor, kindness, and genuine excitement for camp help create the welcoming atmosphere that makes Wildlife Camp so special. The memories he helps create will stay with many of our campers long after they leave.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I just have a question that's bugging me, itching me in the back of my head. Hypothetically, if the giant ant were chasing the pickle, what would happen if the two were to collide? I'm just a technical person.
We'll have to test that out next.
One is nocturnal, one is not,
Do we know that they're not the same person? Okay.
Yeah.
These are very important questions of the day. Don't we love that we work in rec? All right. We want to officially thank you by giving you a couple things. We have certificates and our official star pins and some other goodies here. And also, nothing's official in HARD if we don't take a picture. So we're going to all come down. And if you guys would join us, that would be great. Thank you so much for all your creativity that you brought to the camps. Sorry.
All right. That's what I was looking for.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all.
Silver Creek.
Exceptional work.
Thanks for sharing them. Now.
Okay, now on to public comments. And I have one card in the room from the amazing Sabrina Aranda, and honorable Sabrina Aranda as well.
I actually just wanted to come by today because I wanted to thank HARD for the incredible partnership on behalf of Hayward Unified School District. As some of you know, I've recently became the director of the after school YEP program, but I still continue to oversee the backpack giveaway. And last Saturday, we had such an incredible event. I appreciate all the directors for being in attendance. I appreciate HARD for helping contribute to that event and really expanding our partnership, because without partnerships like we have with HARD, we would not be able to serve as many students and families. The event had over 2,500 backpacks given out to our community. We had 161 vaccines given out, and it just continues to expand. We were able to do plenty of face painting, and we had a backpack decorating station now with due to HARD's contribute. And we also expanded to having farm animals there as well, and some additional recreational activities. So we really, really just want to appreciate HARD for that work. But on another note, I also wanted to come as an Ashland community member and say thank you for Unity Park. I live right behind there, and every day I just see smiling faces and students and families just being happy. And it's been a long time coming to have a park in that area. And you can just see, I'm sure, through the data numbers that you use with that incredible app to see how many people are using their cell phones. And even sometimes myself, I get to go and just do laps around the area. And I just want to say I appreciate it. It is just a joy to drive past that area and see the park. So, and I also just wanted to thank your incredible staff members. Adrienne, Nicole's not here, but she was helping us with the backpack giveaway, and also Jim's vision. Jim, I know he's not here today, but I just want to say thank you to him, because it was really him reaching out and wanting to work beyond HARD to really do some incredible work. And we hope that we can be able to do the same with HARD, working in the after school program. How can we expand our partnership and work together to serve more students and families? And we hope that we will be able to do that too when we work on that together. So thank you.
It's really a delight to see partnerships and to see that lifted up, and to see the remarkable work that the district is doing, and to be an ally in that. So thank you so much for all your kind words, and cheers to our remarkable staff. We agree that they are. Okay. Are there any other public comments?
There is no one online for public comment.
Okay. All right, then we have a good night. That brings us to our consent calendar. We're gonna pull items 8.4 and 8.5, the contracts with MIG. But I will take a motion on 8.1, 2, and 3.
I'll move 8-1 through 8-3.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Thank you. Moved by Director Hatcher, seconded by Director Rosen. Unless there's any comments, we'll take a vote. Yeah, I just reloaded it. It's also upside down.
Broke it.
Thank you very much. And the motion passes with 5 aye votes. For 8.4 and 8.5, we have an amended resolution. Do you want to talk about that? Acting General Manager?
Good evening, President Lamnin and honorable members of the board. This is Dwayne Taylor, currently the acting GM for between Monday and Thursday. Normally the Director of Parks and Facilities Maintenance. So this evening, I'm asking for a budget amendment for Action 8.4, which was the approval of an agreement with MIG for environmental and permitting services for Sulphur Creek. This was a CEQA study. The fiscal year 2026 CIP budget is hereby amended to authorize the transfer of $143,736 from the CIP Reserve Fund to the Sulphur Creek CEQA Documentation and Supporting Technical Studies CIP project. This would increase the estimated revenues and appropriated expenditures by $143,736. As you might recall, the CEQA study for this project is related to a FEMA activity at Sulphur Creek that we are looking to repair.
And do you want to go ahead and talk about the other one too, and we'll take them together?
Yes.
And then I'll open it up to my colleagues.
Okay. The next item is the CEQA study for the Earl Warren, for the Earl Warren Creek Bank Repair Project. We're requesting a budget amendment and funding authorization. The fiscal year 2026-2027 CIP budget is hereby amended to authorize the transfer of $162,312 from the CIP Reserve Fund to the Earl Warren CEQA Documentation and Supporting Technical Studies CIP project. Increase in estimated revenues and appropriated expenditures by $162,312. This would be for the CEQA studies for the Earl Warren Creek Bear Repair Project. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from my colleagues? Go ahead, Director Rosa.
Thanks for the clarification about that. I have a question about this.
Sure.
This CEQA study is robust and it's got a multi-layer. Have we ever done a CEQA that's been this not so much detail, but it's more outward facing? It seems a little more outreach related then it's not just like an engineering document. It's more about checking in with agencies and stuff.
Yeah, these both of them, Earl Warren and Sulphur Creek. That's been part of the complexity with these two CEQA studies. You're dealing with multiple agencies, namely you're dealing with the Army Corps of Engineers, you're dealing with the local water board and California Fish and Wildlife, and all of them operate independently and have their own timelines. So it's really, in some cases, delayed, this project. And so when you look at it from that perspective, yes, it is involved, and there's, several different stakeholder groups or agencies that we have to deal with. So it's been more of a challenge in that regard.
Because it seemed like it wasn't just the straight engineering, it's more, a lot of the time is juggling and checking in with each one of these other agencies and making sure it satisfies their questions, that they're not all on the same page. Is what it seems
That
like.
is correct. And,
Okay.
it's been my understanding in speaking with, some of the people that have been involved. We also have some of the local groups that we're dealing with as well. One of them is the Friends of San Lorenzo Creek, and they are actively involved in both the areas of these projects. So that's another, group that we're having to do outreach with as well.
That's, thank you for that. That was the other comment I was gonna make. So great, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, then I will take a motion on 8.5 and 8.4. Thank you, Director Hodges. And,
I'll second.
okay, thank you, Director Hatcher. And on the motion, unless we have anything online.
There's no one online for public comment. Thank you.
All right. And that passes with 5 aye votes. Thank you, everybody. Moving on to a thank you from Hayward and the Hayward community. Is there anybody speaking to this item or just acknowledging it? Or is it?
I think we're just acknowledging.
Okay.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Well,
Anyway.
okay. So this was a couple different correspondences from the community. I think we also received one by email as well, that just the coordination between PD, the rangers, park staff, all the various components of coming together to really solve in a very focused way, especially what was going on at Penske Park and then throughout the city. So, lots of appreciation because this is a major community issue. Is there anything else on that?
Yeah, I would like to add that, there was a task force assembled by the city of Hayward. It included people within HARD, such as myself, our parks supervisor, Ryan Rojas, who's out right now on medical leave, Jose Gutierrez from our ranger department. And we really strategized with the city of Hayward, their police department, to figure out what would be, best way to kind of reduce some of the, from the firework activity has been really like a cultural thing. When you look at Christian Pinky, for example, which was one of our real hotspots, and we looked at all the different aspects of this. Was irrigating heavily the night before and the day of going to be something that would deter the users and the folks who would be detonating fireworks. But really, what we all agreed on was that presence would be very, very impactful. And from what we understand, there was a significant decline in firework activity, and we think part of it was could be attributed to some of the collaboration between all the parties, and we're really happy with the outcome. And I just wanted to share that about some of what the team, and some of the HARD staff members really put into trying to quell some of the disruption that was associated with the fireworks and some of the known hotspots. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to hear, as we move into the next cycles, what might be replicable in other hotspots. What are roles that are there pieces of that the community could help support, because it's difficult to be everywhere. But it was a great pilot. Yeah.
Since I've been here, that's been literally the hotspot. And to see the responses also from not only the partners, the police department, but also the community letters and texts that you guys added to that. Because I want to just kind of second that that's the 2% is doing, make a loud noise in the community, and that the 98% can be a part of the solution. So incorporating, animal services, the folks that are impacted the most in this, I think it's a great opportunity, and I know you guys will explore that.
Yeah, yes, and,
Great.
and really, it was, the rest, and I'll speak specifically for Christian Pinky. Many of the residents are the ones who came to really like celebrate, what we were able to accomplish. Us meaning City of Hayward and Hard, because what we've found is many of the people who were lighting the fireworks are not from Hayward. Some of them are coming from other adjacent cities, and so that exacerbated the feelings from the community members and people who live next door, because they say, hey, these are people who they're not part of the community yet they're using our area to have this fireworks display. So to really calm that down was really something that we should be hanging our hat on.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, great work. Director.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to echo a lot of that is, I appreciate the fact that we were proactive in partnering with these other guys. I went to Christian Pankey the next day for the VIP, which I thought was a great idea, is because there's normally a lot of cleanup there and all this stuff.
Mhm.
But when I showed up, they're like, what are we gonna do? Because there wasn't any fireworks. Instead, what was happening is people were coming by offering cookies and stuff from the neighbors. And I was blown away with how big of an issue it must have been, is that one of the neighbors would screw in plywood over their windows and
Mhm.
doors because it's an issue every year.
Mhm.
And they were doing that to protect their house.
Yeah.
And if they're going to that extreme, this is a big deal. So this was effective. I think it's appreciated. And I think, yeah, as a pilot, I think it's something that was a resounding success. So well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, generally we had just the final thing I'll say before I land my plane here is that you'd see us out there with the Bobcat. We'd have all our heavy equipment out there to really support the cleanup, as Director Rosen alluded to. And really, the city would have they'd have their street sweeper out there. They'd have that team, and to have that not be a thing this year was really something that we were proud of. And you really maybe only appreciate it when you're actively involved with like organization of the staff and the resources to help clean it up. So it was a big deal for us.
It is a very big deal.
Yes.
So
Yes.
congratulations.
And thank you.
And it's really exciting to see, both the partnership with HUSD and the partnership with the city, and how we're making really good things happen for the community. So very much appreciated.
Add one more, because
Yeah.
this is pretty cool. So this was quite a topic in HLAC between the city and Hard and the school district, and obviously a decade plus issue. And so I think I don't mind continuing to not only pour thanks and praise on it, but attention and awareness of what works and solution based. Like, this is something I think, even our rec programming can look, into like, okay, maybe we have something further to engage that community in a positive way. So you infuse it with that. So I think not putting this to rest, but really building upon what you guys, that partnership. Great
Right.
work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Brings us to new business, which is our bond issuance. And who is kicking off that?
Good evening. Good evening, President Lamnet and board members. As a continuation to the study session, we are on the last authorization process for our Series C, and we have James Fabian from our municipal advisors, who are Fieldman, and he's going to present about the Series C and for your approval.
Okay, all right, great. So good evening, Madam President, members of the Board of Directors. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I was here a couple weeks ago, I guess it was, for the study session on this item. So it's a pleasure to be here. Jim Fabian of Fieldman, pitch hitting for my business partner, Anna Sarabian, who has been and just got back from a trip over to Europe. And she'll be back for taking things over starting tomorrow. So tonight we have a short presentation to walk through. Hopefully I can move my slides here. To walk through the Series C bond issue. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm not moving. Oh, there we go. All right, thank you. As was mentioned, back in 2016, Measure F1 was approved by the voters in approximately $250 million bond authorization. Back in 2017, we issued the first series of bonds in the amount of 125 million. In February of 2023, the second issuance of bonds was done for 85 million. That leaves 40 million of unauthorized or authorization left to be issued now in 2026, and these are the 2026 bonds. Really proud to say that the district had its rating reaffirmed by Moody's at the highest possible rating, AA. And really, congratulations to the district on that. I noted just a couple things that they said in their press release that the district has strong reserves and liquidity, which is a testament to good financial management. And also a very conservative management team, which is Jim and his team and all of you. So congratulations again to have that rating reaffirmed, because that provides the district with the lowest cost of funds. So let's look at the bond security as this is a general obligation bond where ad valorem property taxes are securing the repayment of the bonds. This is an unlimited ad valorem pledge of property tax revenue. The maximum amount is $29.95 per $100,000 of assessed valuation for a property within the district boundaries. The tax rates have stayed below that $29.95, as you can see on this chart. The $29.95 looks like it's $30, but it's 5 cents less. And you can see our tax rate over the years going back to 2018 to where we are now. The reason we had that dip in 21 and 22, we were a little bit later than we anticipated in the second issuance of the bonds. The projects that we funded from the 2026 bonds are listed on this slide. We have the Birdwell Community Center, the Laurel School Neighborhood Park, Ashland Grove, basketball and tennis courts, phase 3. I'm not going to try to pronounce that last name. That other park there, Carol Pereira, San Lorenzo Creekway, are the projects that have been identified by staff to be funded with this authorization. As we talked about at the study session, the IRS requires the district to spend the money within a 3-year period, 85% of that. And as we talked about at the study session, these projects are ready to go. Shouldn't be an issue with spending the money within that 3-year time frame. Looking at the bond structure, as I mentioned, we have $40 million of authorization left. So we're going to issue $40 million of bonds. Investors will pay the district a premium to get the coupons that will be used to sell the debt, and that's about $1.3 million. We'll have $40 million put into the project fund to fund those projects that we just discussed. We'll have excess premium that will be used to pay offset debt service payment, and your fixed costs are about $340,000. These are fixed interest rate bonds, a 30-year maturity. You'll have your payments on February 1st and August 1st. That first interest payment will be February 1st, 2027. And then the first principal payment will be August 1, 2027. The district has collected some surplus levy proceeds that will be used to pay interest on this issuance of bonds. Our not to exceed parameters that are in the resolution have the $40 million authorization and then a 0.04% underwriter's discount as a not to exceed parameter. This is a couple graphics showing the net debt service on the top. Again, it's stacking your 2017 on the bottom, the 2023 bonds, and then the proposed 2026 bonds. You can see in the next 2 years, we're really taking advantage of the capacity that you have with the levy to go up to the $29.95 the next 2 years. What this does, it front loads the debt, that reduces the overall interest cost to the district by front loading that in the first 2 years. And then you can see there in 28 through 46, you have a nice gap between the 29.95 and the levy amount in those years. And then it drops off as the 2017 bonds mature in 2047, and then the 2023 bonds mature in 2053. So the other financing team members, as bond counsel and disclosure counsel, we have Stradling. Brad Neal has been working on all the bond documents required for the transaction. Our underwriter is Bank of America, who will buy your bonds from you and resell them to to investors. Fieldman is your municipal advisor, and then our fiscal agent is Bank of New York Mellon. And you're in the middle there because we all work for you. Tonight in your packet, as was identified in the staff report, we have a bond resolution setting the parameters under which we will be issuing the bonds. We also have a bond purchase contract, and that's the contract between Bank of America and the district, where they'll buy your bonds and then resell them to investors. We have the preliminary official statement. This is really tells the investors everything they need to know about the district, about repayment of the bonds, and provides them with all material information they need to determine whether they're going to buy the bonds or not. Then we have the continuing disclosure certificate. This outlines the information that the district will provide to the marketplace on an annual basis for the term of the bonds. So what we've done so far, we've had that board study session, as I mentioned, on August 3rd. We had the Moody's credit presentation on August 5th, resulting in that great rating for the district. On August the 13th, we're in front of you tonight for approval. Assuming we receive that approval, we'll post the preliminary official statement on August the 18th. That'll allow bond investors to review, talk to their either their broker or whoever they deal with for determining whether they'll buy the bonds. That then will allow on September 1st, Bank of America to go out on that morning and sell the bonds. And then we close on September the 16th. And that's when the $40 million would be available for the district to spend on projects. So tonight we are recommending that the board approve the bond resolution in front of you in your packet. And I think that's everything we have to talk about. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll look to my colleagues if there are any questions. No. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Director Hatcher.
Really more of a thank you about process. Thank you to our staff, the history of what we've done with this bond from day one, with not having even built parks for decades, and the structure of getting to this point. We call it the hard way, the hard procedure, how we do our business, and it's the flushing out of the information through our committees, through our study sessions, through our business partnerships and personal relationships and business relationships, and it does show when you get to this point where. Not saying you don't have questions, but the information's been put in front of us, and the questions have been answered, and it's a big deal, because I think most of us could sit up here that we're not really called conservative in our lifestyles and our progress for moving, this community forward. But with heart, I've been very conservative with respect of this public entity and the process. So I just wanted to thank your involvement and Anna's involvement, as well as our staff's dedication to getting the information out to us and answering those questions so we can make our informed decisions. So well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Director Andrade.
Yeah, I just want to say it's another milestone. I think 10 years ago at this time of the year, we were walking districts to see for people to pay to vote for bond one for F1. It was like a big project, and I'm glad it passed. And it's kind of nice to see it's another long and windy road, but another milestone passed. So yeah, it's really great. I'm really pleased with this. Thank you. Thanks for all your work.
Thank you. Director Hodges.
Yes, I just want to say ditto to you for all the work that I guess staff and the company, because working together the way you guys did, it makes us look awfully good.
Was a great partnership. Thank you.
There's not much more I can say. I just, there's a lot to be proud of. Highly functioning, the fact that we're AA, I mean, that's amazing. There's a AAA, well, it's not quite AAA though, right? Is it, they call it AA?
It's Moody's equivalent of
Right.
AAA that
Okay.
S&P has. So it
Right.
is AAA,
Okay.
the best you can get.
Didn't want to confuse it with the
Yeah.
auto insurance and but yes. But yeah, again, it's funny. Thanks for bringing that up, Lou. Yeah, it's just, I remember phone banking and writing letters to the editor and all this, and how well we are has accomplished this. The team, everything that's gone on, has been amazing, and the community's benefited in so many ways. And I think that our organization's so much stronger than it was, not just because of the money, but because of everyone that's involved, and it's attracted other partners. It's attracted people that want to be part of this. So it's well done. Thanks.
Yeah, it's leveraged grant money and so on. So, yeah, I will add my appreciation to all that's been said already, including to the voters who and the property owners who are paying the money. Thank you for trusting us with your resources, and thank you to the capital team and to finance team and everybody else that's been working to both deliver so that we can then move forward in this collaborative way. So thank you for your work on that.
Our pleasure.
And with that, I will, unless there's anything publicly, then I will call for a motion.
I'd like to move the motion, the resolution.
Thank you, Director Andrade. Do you have a second? I will second. On the motion. And that passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
and
you.
thank you again. And that brings us to basketball court renovations.
Good evening, Board of Directors and President Lamnin. I'm Diane Hardy, Project Manager for the Capital Projects Department. Today, I'd like to ask the Board of Directors to consider the award of a construction contract to Silicon Valley Paving for the basketball tennis court renovation project, Phase 3, which we just heard about. There are sufficient funds in the CIP to award the project construction contract for $479,000, $160 total. That's $479,160. The district desires to renovate 10 basketball courts and 2 tennis courts at 11 parks. Those parks are shown in your packet. The project consists of replacement or repair of asphalt and concrete pavement, restriping, resurfacing, site furnishing, and other miscellaneous improvements. On August 6th, the district received 5 bids for the project. The bids ranged in amount from $479,160 to $751,820.73. Following a review by staff for completeness and responsiveness, Silicon Valley Paving was determined to be the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, with a base bid of $479,160. If approved, the construction is expected to begin in the fall of this year. Therefore, the staff recommends that the Board of Directors approve the resolution for the plan specifications and details of the basketball tennis court renovation project. Approve the resolution awarding the contract for the basketball tennis court project Phase 3. Authorize the general manager to execute a construction contract with Silicon Valley Paving. And authorize the general manager to approve change orders in the amount not to exceed 10% of the construction contract. That would be $47,916. That is my report, and I'm open to any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. And yes, Director Rosen.
So bear with me, I have a couple questions, more like comments. I just want to make sure. So this project is coming in 10% lower than our own estimating came in? Is that roughly?
It's
was-
more in the neighborhood of 15% lower than, and that is primarily due not so much to unit costs or inflation, but it is more to do with the timing of our bids. That is the competition for projects which need to be done before the start of the school year has diminished, and now contractors are interested in jobs that they can work on during the fall and winter months, and that's to our advantage. So we timed it that way on purpose.
So we've saved 15% just on that without cutting back, without value engineering. Correct me if I'm wrong, but phase one saved, another $231,000.
Yes,
And phase two saved another $342,000.
that's correct. So the sum of those helps to fund phase 3.
That's pretty good. I mean, the point is, we have the flexibility within the capital improvement project because of how efficiently you're running things and by doing things like this. So well done. I want to say thank you.
Director Andrade.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is the last phase. Phase 3 is the last phase, right?
In this bond program.
Yeah. Okay.
But this completes all the basketball and tennis
Right.
courts within the district.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Thank you.
There.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you. So we have a motion from Director Rosen and a second by Director Hatcher. Any other items on this? Seeing none, I will call for the vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Good work. And we'll look forward to some good dribbling. That brings us to what my esteemed colleagues have been up to. I'm going to start with Director Rosen.
Well, I'm just going to focus on two that were both amazing. And you were at both of those. The backpack giveaway, as Sabrina had mentioned, it's amazing. And I think it's this ideal synergy between the community, gets the kids excited about going back to school, whether it's the haircuts, whether it's the parents getting excited about the vaccinations. Kids probably not so excited about that. Not just backpacks, but now the decorating of the backpacks was like a big thing. Kids showing off all their little stickers and things that were on the backpacks. There's books. There was just friends. There was activities. We had the climbing wall. We had Mobile Rec was out there doing some fun things with kids. And then there was all these other booths from all these other organizations and everything. It's a big thing to get kids excited about going back to school. I thought it was amazing, and I feel very lucky that we were a partner here. One of the comments I made about this that I realized this recently, and maybe I should have realized it before, but when we are dedicated on a project and we actually, at the point that we're at now, is then when people know that we're a major sponsor on this, other people want to get attached to it because they know it's going to be a good project. And I think that this is another one of these that by us stepping up with the backpacks and doing this with the city, I think that there's all these with the school district, and it's not just those three partners. There's other people that want to find ways of coming to it, whether it's music or other things. So that was one. And then we had our event yesterday. The foundation music at the mansion was off the hook. It was insane. So many people were so happy. There were thousands. I don't know how many people yet. We'll probably figure that one out. Oh, I figured there was at least 1,000 people there, as evidenced by the fact that the porta potties were very full pretty quickly. And I know that inside the VIP food, we doubled what was supposed to be there and it still ran out. And the amount of work and dedication that Steve and his team has devoted to this is amazing. And to hear so many people talk about it, I think it's not just the band and their following. I think it's the community actually sees it as our own studies and our surveys have shown that the community wants events. Well, they got their event and this one, so it's going to be a hard act to follow. But I think it was amazing, and I think it was well done. It's exactly what we should be doing. So those are my two that I'm going to talk about.
Thank you. Director Hatcher.
Yeah, no, my mind just goes, I was standing out front as you walk into the concert and these three kids ride up on their bicycle and their eyes are all kind of looking, they're like, what's going on? And I'm just like, it's a concert. They're like, how much is it? And I'm like, it's free. And I'm like, you see that over there? And they look at the climbing wall and I'm like, that's free too. And the energy, I think you captured very well. It's there's just synergy going on there. And the dedication to the team. I mean, I could, Zach over there at the climbing wall and even checking in, the foundation. I mean, everybody working together. We're just kind of buzzing around and just the amount of people that we're happy. So it's just kind of the beginning, and it's always that be careful what you wish for, because we're gonna really flesh these ones out literally and make sure that they're they're running for this community in many locations and many places. And so and then same with you're right, the backpack, you're just kind of caught up in this energy whirlwind. It's like I couldn't miss that event. It's not just going to an event, it's being a part of an event. And it's like it's a festival. It's almost like an amusement park, of information and knowledge. And so it's just, there's so much, again, these partnerships are really being solidified. And they need to continue to be worked on. I mean, in a very positive way. I did attend the Hayward Community Garden, had the Alameda County Beekeepers Association at a picnic there. It was really just the thank yous and appreciative comments about, the garden and, walking the garden, seeing how it reminds me of the garden of old. And that was always the challenge of what it was and what it could be, and it is. And so it was great to see the groups that are using it be very active and engaged in that. The Touch a Truck event, it's just one of those, what else can you say except it works well, it looks good. Again, the staff's mindfulness to just see what's going on and how to improve it and how to be a part of what the community is looking for. The National Night Out, was that not doing? We get that before. So I'm always have like 10 events to go to, 10 locations. And for the first time thinking about districting and, if I go to some and not others. So I think it was the first time I really kind of had the mindset of like, I need to make sure the district is served. But I don't never feel that that's what my job is to think and care about this entire district. And I think I will continue to do that. Ribbon cutting at the Ashland Root Center, Davis, which I attended their resource fair the next day also. The partnership and to be able to say that, offer that type of service to the community as in daycare is not huge. It changes the game for the families. And I think that is a beautiful relationship. Thank you for staff for putting that in motion, and then drop down to the Oddfellows to check out the fundraiser for Sun Gallery and also to see our park being utilized with music in Memorial Park.
Thank you. Director Andrade?
Yeah, that concert was awesome. I mean, it was great to see the abuelitos and abuelitas dancing, and it was really, and that group has a pretty big following, and it's really great. I mean, you forget how many, when we think of all the Latinos that live here, you kind of forget there's a lot of Puerto Ricans as well. And I remember when I was a kid, there was a lot of Hawaiian Puerto Ricans that were originally from Puerto Rico, and then their kids were born in Hawaii and they moved back to the mainland here. And so I met some of those too. But it was a lot of fun, and it was just everyone was having. There was great dancing too. I mean, it was really fun to see. And that's all I want to say. I mean, I think it really puts our face out in the community to have a show like that. And hopefully we'll be able to do it again next summer. So I attended some of the other issues, but I think that's already been said. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Hodges?
Yes, I guess the highlight was, August 6th with the agenda was for the Youth Commission. I guess it's the new Youth Commission somewhat. And, I was really, felt real good for this, from the staff. The not the story they gave them, it was, the talking, I wouldn't call it a bawling out. What would you call it? They were, I guess the last, commission was not always on time. And so, they're trying to make sure that the kids make it, worthy. So I was impressed by that, and that's it for me.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just add a little bit. I appreciated the Davis Street collaboration, as was mentioned, the Youth Commission retreat. Yeah, nice to see many of our members back and rethinking for the new year. HUSD backpack event has been talked about a lot, and all well said. Touch a Truck was great fun, and really good energy. And yeah, the foundation concert, anytime there's dancing in the park makes my little tap dancer heart happy. So I will turn it over to our staff.
Thank you, President Lamnin and honorable members of the board. This is Dwayne Taylor, Acting General Manager, regularly the Director of Parks and Facilities Maintenance. I actually have quite a few updates I want to provide to shed light on some of the work that's being done within the Parks and Facilities Maintenance Department, and really call out some of the staff who are associated with these items. So the first thing I want to do is I'm pleased to report that the Parks and Facilities Maintenance, we completed a facility-wide water heater modernization project. So we replaced 18 old water heaters with high efficiency units. We did all of this without any direct cost to HARD. So this was all through like PG&E incentives. The total value was $128,000. And I think the oldest hot water heater that we replaced was from 1977. And I believe that one was at the DMT Theater. Actually, there were two at DMT. So if you want to date it, we're talking about 49 years old. So you have to say, well, heck, they were doing a great job of manufacturing equipment back then to last that long, because it's not like that anymore. But what I want to really do is just recognize some of the people that were associated with like just helping the project manage this. That was Gary Zhao, Francisco Sanchez, David Garcia, Alex Gomez, Gerardo Rivera, and Luis Barajas. And what I'd like to mention is that within this, we also received an upgrade to the sub panel at Weeks. So it wasn't fire rated. So the vendor paid us to install the fire rated panel. So it was really like, we're really happy about that. Next thing I'd like to do is mention, this is really a kind of a success story. So at Twin Oaks Montessori, at the Laurel site, they have a play structure that had been, under the oversight of Hayward Unified School District. And, they weren't getting some of the response and the support they needed. So myself, Carlo Pizzotti, and Gary Zhao were on site with the principal to review the conditions of their existing play structure. And so it didn't meet our HARD standards. So what we've done is we've, basically dumped $20,000 into it. We had a new bender board, 152 cubic yards of 5-bar. We've identified a bench that needed to be replaced because it was within the fall zone of a balance beam and some other things. So the principal was elated at the work the team has done. and they've invited us to their assembly they have on August 21st, where they just want to recognize Hard and the collaboration and the work we have performed for them. So Gary Zhao is going to attend, and Carlo Pizzotti, he's going to attend, and I might attend if I can make it, but those two will definitely be there. So, and I think they deserve a lot of the credit. And Carlo is one of our CPSI certified playground safety inspectors. So he's one of those for us. Director Rosen, I think.
I
you
have
had
a quick question about that. So
Yeah.
Carlo, so there's a balance beam?
Yeah. Mhm.
Is Carlo going to do any gymnastics or ninja things?
Well, he is
for
an
the
American Ninja Warrior contestant, so that might be something we have to discuss further with Carlo. But we did replace the a bench that was within a fall zone, meaning it needed to be 84 inches from the actual play structure. So next thing, our parks foreman and I, so that's Kurt Sherman, Byron Posey, Saul Parker, and Jose Barajas, and Matt Wisely. Actually, we all met to discuss AB 1572. So this is the water ordinance that they're really trying to prevent you from using potable water for non-functional turf. And so what we're doing is we're doing an audit of all our district properties to see how much non-functional turf we have. So we had this meeting about a week ago. We're gonna reconnect in mid-September to see what exposure we actually have. For example, if I want to personalize this, if you visit the Hayward Plunge, there is a strip of grass that's approximately 20 yards in length. So that would qualify under non-functional turf. And so, we have a couple of different options on how we can address this. There's what is considered turf diet, where you just don't water it and let it, kind of die out, or you can go in and, actively modify or the landscape and do things that way. So what we're trying to do is figure out exactly what we need to do. The next thing I'd like to discuss real quick, and I'll pass it to my colleagues here, is there's AB 1346 is the elimination of small gas powered tools under 25 horsepower. So initially, when this came out, there were a lot of grants available to buy this equipment for the conversion. That that calmed down and slowed down. But every now and then, the Bay Area Air District floats, different funding opportunities out there. So we were able to catch one. And so right now, there's funding to replace gas powered equipment in select zip codes. And so we're lucky that zip code 94546, which is Castro Valley, is there's a voucher program. So right now we're working with Kurt to see exactly who's the foreman in that area. So there's 9 sites that we can actually reduce. There's funding or vouchers available to replace some of this equipment. We have 42 different pieces of equipment that could be replaced. So right now we're trying to see what's the sweet spot. Can the vouchers that are available, will they cover the entire cost of this equipment? So we're looking. It might be, it might not be, but this is just another grant opportunity that we're actively pursuing. And that's the extent of my updates today, and I'll pass it to my colleague. Thank you.
Good evening, Adrienne Lee Bird, Director of Recreation, Arts and Community Services. In addition to some of the other events mentioned this past weekend, we also had a movie in the park at Tennyson on Friday where we showed hoppers. Our Touch a Truck, we had over 800 people, and then we had a family camp out at East Ave. So it's also a really busy fall. We have, I'm just going to mention a couple upcoming events, and these will be sent out when Nicole gets back. She's dropping her daughter off at school. So this Saturday, we have a VIP at Sorensdale Park, and then some save the dates. On August 29th, we have the Senior Flea Market at Kenneth Aiken Community Center. September 19th is our Ag Day. Our events team will be very busy with that. September 27th is our 10K on the Bay. We have over 200 runners signed up already. And then October 24th will be the big Touch a Truck event, moved to Kennedy Park. We're kind of combining our giant arts make-a-thon as well as our unhaunted house, as well as the city's trunk or treat. So all into one event at Kennedy.
And then 2 updates, just a reminder from Nicole, this Thursday, we have the HLAC meeting. And then October 11th is a hold for the plunge reopening, ribbon cutting. Thank you. Sorry, question. I've seen 2 dates for the VIP at Sorensdale. Is it this weekend or next weekend? I have this weekend, but I will check tonight and I will get back to you. Thank you. No worries. Thanks.
Good evening, Honorable Board. Megan Tiernan, Capital Planning and Development Director. I have a few updates on funding other than Measure F1. We had a site meeting today with a representative from the Ocean Protection Council. We submitted a grant related to sea level rise for the Hayward Shoreline Interpretive Center. So we had a very good meeting with the representative. We have a good feeling about getting the grant. It's about just under $900,000. And it would fund looking at how to preserve the building with respect to sea level rise, to address the overtopping of the Oliver Sports or Oliver Salt Ponds, and then preserve the breakwater access to the San Francisco Bay Trail. We also informally were told that we applied for just under $900,000 for, we're calling it the last mile of San Lorenzo Creekway. And we had informal communication today from that grantor that we're going to be recommended to their board to be awarded those funds. And then last week, we sent a funding request letter to Assemblywoman Liz Ortega's office. It was suggested to us by one of our funding partners that we send a letter that they that there might be $4 million of state funds available for HARD. So I'm not sure when we're going to hear back about that, but we sent our letter in time. Thank you.
Megan, just quick, the 400 million in what tranche? I mean, what?
Prop 4 money.
Prop 4?
I have a question real quick. The last mile is the mile by the bay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the western portion.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, honorable board members. Rekha Nair, Finance Director. We were still very excited about our AAA rating, which hasn't yet settled. But along with that, we are aiming to close our books as of August 31st. That will be the fiscal year 25-26. And the audit is scheduled to start on September 14th, which will go on for a week. And then after that, we will come with our financials. And yes, there's a lot of money saving involved in that budget book. But yes, we use lesser thickness paper just to save money, but still get the message out. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Board of Directors and President Lamnin, Christy Briseño, District Clerk. I did just want to add a reminder for our Employee, Retiree, and Family Appreciation Picnic this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Kennedy Park. We hope to see you all there. I also wanted to note that the HLAC meeting this Thursday is a special meeting. The time has been moved to 4 p.m. since we do have our August downtown street party that evening as well. And then also just wanted to add that our general manager and some of our board members will be attending the CSDA annual conference next week in Palm Springs. Thank you.
Is it at all possible to have HLAC move to City Hall just so that, because the street party is right there?
I will definitely coordinate with the admin at HUSD. That's a great idea. And I'll get back to you since we do have some time to post the agenda.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And yes, congratulations on the book. Get your copy today. All right. Any other business? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
I did. Let me see. She's connecting me now. She should be. We're right on time. Why don't you just grab this when you came? I thought,
Yeah.
Daniela told me.
I'm gonna take it off my head.
Just for Director Hodges, but if it's Director Hodges, he walked by and he's like, that's a nice hat. Where'd you get it? I'm like, oh. And I said, oh, Daniela left it for Director Hodges. And he's like, oh, I've been wanting one, but no one's giving me one. That one's for you. Sorry, I texted her.
That's all right. I would. All right. See him, you know.
Okay.
Do you need autographs?
Yes, we have a big one, which is the bond issue. And then we also have the basketball and tennis court renovation. I don't have the ones we amended, so I will save them. That is. Left the pen in the other room, my blue pen.
Does it need to be blue?
No, but if you have, I have a purple one, so definitely not purple.
Not purple.
Right. 22nd, one place says the 29th. Thank you so much, Ladna and Les. Have a great evening.